All right, good morning, everyone. Okay, so happy April. Today's April 1st, so first day of the new month. And I said, because it's the first Thursday of the month, that I would do a Thankful Thursday. So all of today's trading profits to be donated to charity. Having said that, as we look at the gap scanner, it doesn't look great. So I'm not sure that today's going to end up being a particularly great day, but we'll see what we get. Yesterday, we had breaking news on WAFU that came out at 9:36 in the morning, and just like that, it gave some great opportunities. And I lost on it at first, but then I made money on it in my following trades. So I'll put up full screen here, and let's see. Two things. One, today is the first day of our anniversary sale. Happy anniversary. So this is, I just saw something out of the corner of my eye. Thought it was a mouse on the floor. I don't know. Liz, what's going on? Well, I don't see anything. So, anyways, it's now been 6 years since I wrote my book, How to Day Trade. Should have had a copy at the ready to show you, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyways, it's been about 6 years since How to Day Trade was published, and it's also been now, let's see, since I've taught our very first day trading course, it's been about 7 years. So this is that time of the year, I suppose, where maybe I'm the most productive. I don't know, spring. Or maybe it's the kind of productivity that was towards the end of the winter that then at the beginning of spring, we see the sort of fruits of the labor. But in any case, so we've got the anniversary sale going on right now. So those of you on YouTube and Facebook, you're welcome to check this out. This is something that we'll be running right now. So you've got the coupon code that you can use on either the starter or the pro classes. Those are the only two. Those are the only two products that we have right now. We don't offer the chat room, and the simulator is sort of a separate product. It's not really it's a tool. But anyways, so encourage you guys to check this out. Also, and down here, I'm going to show you my 2021 broker statements. If you go to the footer of probably, I don't know, any other trading educator's website, I think it's very unlikely you would see links to broker statements. You might also not see a disclaimer like this. We're disclaiming here, in case you didn't already know, that day trading is risky. Most beginner traders lose money. There's a couple of studies. There's not a lot of studies, but there's a few out there, and all of them indicate that you have a higher likelihood of losing than making money. So approach trading with caution. But here's my broker statement for the month of March, now published. All right, so there's March in my retirement account and March in my main account, and this was where I finished. $365,000 net profit after fees and commissions. Not bad. 64% accuracy, about a 1-to-1 profit loss ratio. Biggest winner, 63,000. Biggest loser, 46,000. It wasn't the most impressive month in some ways. On the other hand, it was a better month than February. I was up 336 in February, but remember at the beginning of February, I lost $280,000 in the first week. So I went deep in the red, 100,000 red and then 280 red before having a really nice recovery, but getting me back up to 350 in that account. And then I guess I was still red in this account, so 335. So I actually finished March in better shape than February. But if we look at the sort of win-loss expectation, I'll just go here to 3/1/2021. March was, much steadier. That's a much kind of smoother line. Yeah, there were a couple red days here and there, but it was a much smoother line than, if we look at February, which was a roller coaster. So anyways, that's And then on the year, just to kind of jump back to the year, I sit at about 1.4, almost 1.5 million, which is a fantastic start. So January, so Dom, yep. So January to current net is 1.48, gross is 1.7. So I've made 1.7 million, but then after fees and commissions, my net takeaway is 1.48. So, you know, my accuracy has dipped down a little bit, but I've had a couple pretty big winners this year. So anyways, that's where I sit there. And then since January 1st, 2017, which is when I began my small account challenge with $583, all of this profit is from an original $583 account. I started with $583. Once I got it over $25,000, I moved it into an onshore broker, was able to trade it, you know, the way I kind of regularly trade. And so I have now turned $583 into that number right there. By the end of, December 2020, I had turned 583 into about 5.7 million. So my audits, right now, I audit at the end of the year. So I'm audited up to $583 up to 5.7 million. And that's got the independent accountant stamp of approval. But of course, the challenge didn't end there, and it's continued, and I'm at 7.2 right now. And the goal at this point is to turn it into, I guess, 10 million. As always, results are not typical. I've been trading for a long time. I have a lot of experience. Do not expect that you're going to start with $600 and turn it into anything. You have a higher likelihood of turning it into a loss, turning it into nothing. So study, and practice a simulator before you put real money on the line. So with that all said, our gap scanner this morning doesn't look that great. Our leading gapper, first of all, is gapping up only 32%. Only 32%. So that, relatively speaking, is a small gap. That's SNOA. SNOA has a history on the daily chart of a big red candle. So if we go back here, you'll see this big red candle where we had a gap up to 13, it squeezed up to 15, and then sold off the entire day. The entire day it sold off. It also did it on these days here. So this has a well-defined history of being a gap and fade type of stock. So it doesn't mean that we might not have opportunities on it today, but the bias for most traders is probably to figure out where they can short this thing to ride, you know, the move back down. It's probably not a long bias for most traders. So let's see. So I haven't even put it in my level 2 yet, but we've got a high of 1232 today. And let's look at the daily chart and see if we can identify any levels where we might see resistance. So these were some levels that I had drawn on that day, but those aren't relevant right now, so I'll get rid of those. So realistically, yeah, so we're into this big red green day. Sorry, big red day. So our next resistance is 1519. So we've got a ways till the next resistance point. You know, and then support coming back down would be back here around 1009. So those are kind of the levels that I guess we're working it with, although it's actually right below 1009 on the pre-market chart right now. So this is a daily sort of spot right here, and look, it tapped it almost to the penny right back there. So this reminds us of how important it is to do this technical analysis, to understand these levels. I'm sure there are people out there trading this that haven't drawn any levels on it. They're maybe just looking right at intraday stuff, but these daily levels are important. So let's see, we've got, so actually I'm gonna just change this to blue and blue because those are the correct colors for daily levels. And then an intraday level right here is 1029. So if it does get above, if it can get back above the volume weighted average price, and it can prove that it can hold above the volume weighted average price, this is a wedge right here. This is an ascending wedge. All right, so we may have an opportunity for some trades on this, but I think we just have to be mindful of the higher level of risk on it in general. All right, so we'll see what it does around 10.10. UPC is our second leading gapper. I don't have any interest in this one. Look at the daily chart. This thing is just terrible. Every single day's been red. So while I guess maybe today could be the first green day, I just don't have a lot of faith in it. I'm concerned that pops will get shorted and it's not gonna hold up. FTFT is our third leading gapper. It's got a 44 million share float. It's probably the most bullish chart of what we've looked at so far. Although you can tell it's a little bit choppy. A lot of kind of choppy candle wicks, 44 million share float, maybe part of that. Could be something else, but I don't know. It doesn't look super exciting right here to me. It just kind of looks sort of dead. I mean, it's not dead. It just looks sort of blah. It's just not moving much. ACY filed bankruptcy, so I'm not going to trade that one. PFIN, this one very light volume. Not really sure what the deal is. I don't see any news on it. WAFU from yesterday started to pop back up, and if it got back over 14 or 15 would be interesting, but we're well below those levels. SNOA, as I said, it's breaking out of this descending wedge. So while I could have taken that trade right there, I would rather wait, and this is what I'd wait for. I'd wait for it to prove that it can hold over the volume weighted average price. So I'm going to let it break. Now, sometimes I'd be a little more aggressive, and you've seen me do this where I'll actually take the long on the break of VWAP, right? So I'll get in right for that break. And then in this case, I don't want to do that because I'm already not feeling super confident today. I'm kind of like just not really sure. So I'd rather let it break the VWAP and then on a pullback, buy that dip. My lighting is kind of like a mess today. It's dark outside in case you can't tell. It's sort of like, I don't know, sort of a cloudy day out there. It's going to be raining. It snowed a little bit this morning. So maybe I'll just put my camera over here for now. Let's see. That'll work. Okay. Yeah, cold rain and snow. Thank you, Eric. Hey, and that reminds me. Okay, two things. Number one, I was talking to Kate yesterday, and she said there's a number of you that have put in badge requests for 50K or 100K badges, and she has sent you replies saying, hey, I need you to send me this, I need you to send me that. We have our secure portal for where we have you guys upload those statements because they've got your personal information on them. So check in that portal to see if you have a reply from Kate. If you're waiting on your badge, then it might not be that you're waiting on her. It might be that you haven't seen her response back to you. So double check that. We'd love to get you that badge. And also, there's a few of you, I'm sure, out there that had a decent month of March. Maybe that puts you over the edge for the next badge from 50K to 100K. Or, well, I don't know, maybe just first getting to 50K, whatever the case is. So I encourage you guys to send those early in the month to try to get her, to get them in the queue for Kate, because she's the one that reviews them. She's got our compliance training for that. Okay, so make sure you guys do that as early in the month as you can if you want to get to the top of the queue. Interviews are live. We have, I'm not sure how many are in there right now, but my team has been working on it, sort of behind the scenes, putting together the whole 2021 Warrior Pro curriculum. But they're in chapter 17 for the trader interviews. Jason, I don't think I'd have the bandwidth to do that right now, as it sits right now. And where's Yolanda? I keep wanting to thank Yolanda, and she's not here. She sent me this book, which was awesome. I love this truck. I'm in love with it. So cool. She's retired. Well, we'll see her when we see her. Okay, so let's see. We've got 15 minutes to the bell. All right, I'm not sure what to think. It seems like we've got kind of a slow morning here. Let's see, where'd my pop out go? Let me move this down here for 1 second. No trades yet for me. Now, I had said that I really wanted to donate $50,000. But I, you know, if I'm going to be honest, this is not a $50,000 a day type of market that we're in right now. It kind of hasn't been since, well, I don't know. We had a couple little opportunities on NFT stocks, and of course we had the big GameStop surge, but it's just slowed down a little bit. So have to just trade the market we're in, and you know, let that just be kind of what it is. Yeah, good job, Larissa. Keep it green. No trades yet for Jess. Hey, Chris, I love that. So SNOA, it looks like this is exactly why I didn't want to jump in. It broke the VWAP, it couldn't hold over it, and then it came back down below it. So it ended up being choppy there. So I waited for confirmation. And sometimes when you wait for confirmation, you end up missing a good entry because it rips. However, the times I'm more likely to wait for confirmation is when the market is a little colder. In a really hot market, I'm just going to jump in. I'm not going to wait for confirmation. But in a cold market, because in a colder market we see false breakouts and big rejections, I'm going to ease off the throttle a little bit. Okay, so SNOA, UPC, FTFT. Does anyone see something that I'm missing? And Danny, how did you finish the month? I think you had said you were on track for March being your best month ever. We have an interview with Danny, I think in chapter 17, or if it's not up there yet, it's going to go up soon. Yeah, I mean, if I was red right now, I would say it's probably not worth fighting it to try to get green necessarily on a day like today. I'd probably just take the small loss and live to trade another day. And just, this doesn't feel like it's the day to go aggressive. So WAFU, you guys are mentioning, keeping it on the side. Yeah, so we had the news yesterday, the earnings, and it was a 72% year over year revenue increase, gross profit increase by 146%. These are all good metrics. They're positive. Stock reacted favorably. It squeezed up here to 16, pulled back off that whole dollar. And, you know, I guess at this point, we'll just kind of keep it on watch. It definitely faded off of 16 all the way back down to 11 before sort of bouncing a little bit back up. So I'm not totally sure that one's going to be one to continue trying to trade, but yeah, good call. DSCB. So what was the deal with this one yesterday? It went from 80 up to 150. Does anyone know what the deal was with this one? Was there news on it yesterday? It's only got 13,000 shares of volume. It's got very light volume pre-market. I don't see any news on it. Class B shares of Discovery Channel. I do like the Discovery Channel. I don't know. All right, well, Yeah, thanks for mentioning that one. It's one of these ones like LTRPB and a couple others that you never know. They're light volume. What was the total volume yesterday? 1.3 million shares. So yeah, but that bounce is amazing. Viacom didn't bounce like that. Viacom's still down here pretty low. But in any case, all right, so it's tied to that news. Well, I don't know. If it gets a short squeeze, I don't know. It seems like a high risk type of thing. Probably not suitable for me. I think the risk on that at the beginning of the month would just be too high. If I had a cushion, maybe I could take a little higher risk trade on it, but it's the beginning of the month. No cushion. So let's see. UPC. Yeah, the high there was 588. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point on the discrepancy between the Class A and the Class B. I don't know. Not sure what to tell you on that. It's unusual. Large caps, yeah, Tesla coming back up a little bit. S&P 500 coming up a little bit. So that's why we're going to see some large caps moving a little bit more. SNOA dropping too hard there. That's pretty nasty. So that's already rolling over here. So no trades for me yet. 3 minutes to the bell. So this has been kind of par for the course this week, is that if I've traded pre-market, I've gotten very small winners, or we've just had nothing. I think this will be, I don't think I took any trades pre-market on Monday, Tuesday, and then again here on Thursday. I took some trades yesterday, but only made like $700. I think 7 minutes to the bell is what I meant, 9:23. So thank you guys on YouTube for tuning in for the morning show. I hope you've hit the thumbs up and you are subscribed to the channel. If not, hit that subscribe button. A reminder as always of my disclaimer in case you didn't already know. Trading is risky. Most beginner traders lose money, so trade cautiously. Let's see. Yeah, New York legalizing marijuana. I mean, you certainly would think that could be a good catalyst for some stocks. New York's a big state, New York City, but I don't know. FTFT. So its pre-market high is 804. Its daily chart, a little choppy. But it's definitely starting to open up there. So I could put an order at 8 and we'll see whether or not this gives an opportunity. The break of 96 would be where I'd start buying. So I'll add there at 96. So what I'm looking for on FTFT is a break through the pre-market high of 804, and I'll put an order at 805 to add. Breaks 804, I'm going to add again. Watching to add, hands on the buy button. adding at 804. So taking a little off the table there, average is $8. Now I want to let it pull back. I want to see that it can hold 8, and I'm going to do a dip trade long there, adding. On the first dip, the high of this candle is 810, and I want to see it pop back through 8, and then over 810 is my next add. So orders at 810. Girl, pull it together. So our high is 810. So let's look for the break of 810. I wasn't thinking I had to get a trade pre-market, but in this case, I did get one. So looking for the breakthrough 810 and more volume to come into this. The high on this candle is 810. We're kind of straddling that $8 spot. First 1 minute candle to make a new high will probably be the place to watch. This candle has a high of 803. So up 1100 on this and holding it right now, looking for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high over 803. So now we have about 3 minutes to the bell. All right, let's see what we get here. So this candle has 3 seconds left, and 803 is, so I'm adding at 98 there. So what I do is I buy for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, and then looking for the retest of 810. So we've got 97, 96. It's pulling back a little bit. High of this candle's 10. Let's see if it gets back over 810 or 805. Put an order at 809. Short interest on this one. What is it? Low of this pullback right here is 90. So off 90, I could do a dip. About 2 minutes to the bell. So I'm going to be looking at this one into the open with this high volume candle for a squeeze through the high. Adding down there at 90. So trying to buy the dip. First 1 minute candle to make a new high after this pullback. We'll be back over 8. So let's see if we get that break back through 8. And then over 805, 808, and 810. We've got about 90 seconds to the bell, holding right here at 97. Looking for the breakthrough 804 and 810. Float's a little higher on this one. Okay, order's still at 810. That was a nice little pop there, back to 808. So what I'm thinking on this is with 30 seconds to the bell, at the bell, I'm going to look for that surge through 810. Because this is going to be one of those examples where we're opening basically right at the pre-market highs. We've got 15 seconds to the bell. As a reminder, as always, those streaming on YouTube and Facebook, trading is risky. So order watching here. So adding and taking some profit into that first squeeze. Holding 1,800 shares. Now I'm going to look for the red to green on the first dip to curl back through the high of 820. Buying the dip at 93 for the pop back over 8. Taking this off the table for right now at $5,800. So $5,800 going to charity. I'll let it pull back on the 10-second chart a little bit more. Scanner's giving us a couple of different ideas here, but not interested in SNOA. Low is 780 on FTFT. So you can see how it hit a low down here of 80 and then came back up to a high of 806. Buying the dip down there at 78. I'm going to do a dip trade. It's a bounce off the volume weighted average price. Volume weighted average price is right there at 76. So I'm in at 78, 2 cents off that low. And then over 806, the first 1 minute candle to make a new high could be an add. So adding right there for the break over 806 and a second attempt at 810. Now I'm going to wait 1 second before I sell. I want to get the break through 820. So the first 1 minute candle to make a new highs over 815, orders at 810, adding right there for the break through 815. There we go, and then looking for 20. There's 23, there's 24. That's $10,000 to charity. 18 million shares of volume on FTFT. I'm all out for right now on a red to green. Dip off the VWAP into that breakout. So that's halfway to the daily goal of 20,000. The high is 825. Back down here along at 76. Another dip off the VWAP. Only 2,000 shares. Not big size. I just want to see if it pops back to 76 or to 86. Whoops. I'll cut that loss at 70. That's my first loss of the day. I think a less than $200 loss. Yeah, it was only 2,000 shares, so lost, I don't know, not much. So the first dip off the VWAP was good. The second one didn't hold. Now it's below VWAP. LTRPB is halted. Yep, I see that. Made a big move yesterday. But so did DISCB. These are sort of similar in how they trade. ACY, as I said, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Not really sure why it's halted going up, but it is. UPC. Golly, look at that. So your high there is 605. I'd have to wait for some type of good quality trade. I don't see one right now. It's a little too high. I don't want to chase it. So I'd watch and wait. High is 605, just waiting. That actually creates a 10-second double top. Broke through that level just a little bit. So this is one that's going a little without me. Halt level's 624, it's going up to the halt level. So in this case, had I just jumped in at 6, I'd be up 24 cents. But I didn't want to do that. I was waiting for confirmation of a good pullback. Because if I got in at 6, I would just be in right here in the middle of the 5th green candle in a row. PFIN. It's lighter on volume with only 500,000 shares. It's a nice pop from 79 up to 850. I'll certainly give you that. It's hitting the high day Momo scanner. It's also easy to borrow for what it's worth. So I'll just say that one is a maybe. I see UPC showing $8 resumption. That would be crazy, but we'll see what happens. PFIN has a double top at 83. A little bit more risk on this one, but I'll take small size to see if it breaks through 9. Halt level's 927. Since we're clearly in this sort of like momentum surge right now, I want to see, oops, where did I, okay, so I want to see, is this going to break through 9? And then I can get some profit out on the break of 9 there. It's not a huge winner, but there's a little something there. High is 914. Now look for a pullback. So the entry was at 86 right here. Micro pullback, or sorry, 83. My average is 86. The high was 914. And now it's dipping back down. I can watch to see if it dips off the VWAP and then gives us a first 1 minute candle to make a new high, which would be a long back over 9. So I'll watch the dip on PFIN. 10-second chart forming that dip, so I'll add right there. Nice action on this. Okay, so that was our second dip right there. It was right there. Now I'm going to look for the third dip. The high of this candle is 60. I'm still holding a position at 894. Halt level is 61. Halt level's moved up to 85. I'm watching on this dip here for the next trade. Watching, adding at 37. Buying the dip down there for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. That's through 60. Can we get the break of 65.70? A little choppy, unwinding some of the position here. Not bad. That third one was not as clean. We have a new high of 70. So I'm going to let it pull back again. Adding at 32, 37. Trying to buy this dip to see if we get that pop through 55 and 60. It's up 42% on the high day Momo scanner, as you can see there. So we're looking for the break back through 950. Let's see if this becomes another little micro pullback through 55, 56. Holding right now at 37. Hit it at break even, back out flat. This is a red candle. I gotta wait for a proper 1 minute pullback. $9 is the VWAP, so a dip off of 9 would be safer. UPC, I'm gonna be watching on resumption. Resumption's about 30 seconds away. Low of this candle's 912. First 1 minute candle to make a new high would be 950. Bought down there, 909. So buying the dip at 9, which is a bounce off the VWAP right here on PFIN. And then I'm going to try to size. So for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, I can be adding over 930, 940. This candle is going to close in 10 seconds. And then we're going to have a first 1 minute candle to make a new high. So waiting 3 seconds for this candle to close. Orders at 950 to add. Adding right there at 30 for the breakthrough 50. And adding at 50. Looking for the first 1 minute candle on this to make a new high. And then what we want to see is that squeeze through 965, 970, and a test of 10. Holding right now through this pullback. So we're going to look for this break through 950. Orders at 960. This is a first 1 minute candle to make a new high setup. So we've got 40 on the ask right there. There's 44, there's 47, adding at 49 for the breakthrough 50. because I'm looking for that first 1 minute candle to make a new high. This looks good. It's a nice looking setup here. It's going to be a 1 minute micro pullback. Then there's the breakthrough 50, taking a little off the table into that break. Puts me up 7,000, holding 2,000 shares. Okay, so that's a false breakout. I'm going to add at 9 for a dip trade, but I never like a false breakout like that. I want to see how much it pops back up off the low. My average is 919, so I brought my cost basis down a little bit. Gave back a little off the top on this, holding 300 shares at 919. UPC is still halted, 10-minute long halt. FTFT, whoa, look at that. Okay, switching gears to FTFT here for a second. Long FTFT, buying that for the breakthrough 30. That's a red to green move. And looking for 45.50. I'm in at 22. That's a really nice red to green on FTFT. Holding 9,000 shares at 22, looking for the breakthrough 30. Dip trade long at 17, adding. So trying to buy the first micro pullback. And now let's look for the breakthrough 835. There's 25 on the ask, there's 30. Nice, taking some profit off the table there. Sizing back down. We'll hold that for a second. PFIN. I'm gonna have to probably stop out on the rest of that one. Maybe I'll do a dip trade on it, but just give it a second. FTFT. Let this pull back. High is 835. Nice job, Manoli. I wasn't even looking at that for that curl, but that was a break back over VWAP right here. It was a nice little wedge. And you got that trade, so good job. PFIN, I'm adding at 93. Trying to do a dip trade on this for the break back over $9. So there's 906. Size back down again for a little bit. High of this candle on FTFT is 35. UPC is also on watch. Halt was 624. It's showing a 730 resumption right now. PFIN rejected the VWAP there. FTFT. Nice. Added at 67 on PFIN. Try to dip trade for the pop back up through 70. ACY is still halted, I saw that. FTFT is choppy. All right, setting stops on FTFT so I can focus on NPFIN, so I can focus on UPC. Resumption coming up here, watching on UPC for a dip and a rip. Long right there, buying the dip for the breakthrough 7. Sold it, that was kind of wild there. High is 720, new order, watching this next dip. Added back at 85 for the break back over 7. No. Choppy. It's got to break back over 7. Added at 73. Doing a dip trade there, 4,000 shares. I think it's probably going to break back over 7, but let's just see what it does. Added right there for the break back through 7. That was a little bit better. In an 84 average. Sold the rest for now. First 1 minute candle to make a new high is probably the spot to be watching. But the question is, can I get a better dip entry? Gonna watch for a dip in the 80s. Adding there at 90 for right now as a starter. This consolidation to me looks like we're gonna get the break back over 7 and then through 720. Holding, looking for an add at 715. Adding right there. There's 720. I'm looking for 725 and 730. Watch this through 715. Looks like I stopped out on FTFT. That's fine. And sold. I'm red on UPC now, down 2,000. Took a loss on that one. So we did get the break back through 7, but I added at 720. Added at 76 down there, doing another dip trade. We'll try to catch that pop back through 7. Watching over 88. There's 90. Feels like it's stalling out already. LTRPB. Added at 65, 4,000 shares, dip trade. So trying to buy the dips, that way if it pops back up, I have a good cost basis for the break back through 7. No, cutting it loose. So gave back 4,000 because I was up 2,000 on UPC and I'm up now only 1,700 or down 1,700. So gave a little bit back on that one. As a reminder, all of today's profits are going to charity. So we've got $17,000 going out the door so far. I'm going to put up my disclaimer again as a reminder for those on YouTube and Facebook that trading is risky, in case you didn't already know that. You should be practicing in the simulator before you put real money on the line. UPC, the halt up was at 624. So we could get gap fill back down to 624 and then a curl, but LTRPB, yeah, I didn't even look at the volume on this one. 55,000 shares, 2 halts in a row. So this is the DISCB type of stuff, just very volatile on light volume. So you can see UPC kind of curling back up. So that dip could have worked. The entry to me is not totally obvious yet, but if it gets over 85 and 90, I'll take a starter at 65 here for the break back through 75 and then 80. Because the way it's curling, this looks like we have a shot at least at a retest of at $7. The pullback there is 43. As long as 43 holds, then I think we'll be in good shape. So looking for the breakthrough 75 and then 80. 10,000 share bid there. It's definitely got higher volume, 22 million shares. Oh man. So cut that, lost 5 grand. Now I'm down 5,000 on this one. So I went from up 22 to up 14,500. I want to have at least $10,000 today, so now I don't have as much of a cushion to keep trading. I've just got to be really careful now. LTRPB, look at that, up to $82. LTRPB showing $94, $96 on the level 2. Yep, I see that. Let's see, the halt time was at 9:50, so resumption might be 9:55. UPC, that is too much of a rejection. So it squeezes up gaps higher and then kind of just fades. So those are your levels. Oops, that one's not right. Yeah, high was 96.88. FTFT did a red to green and then pulled back. LTRPB showing $100 resumption right now, $100 on the bid. So you can see this on the level 2 right here, 100, up 116%. So as long as it holds 96.88, your next target would be 134. No news, light volume, high risk. FTFT, let's look. No, I don't think I'd go back for that here. It's too choppy. And UPC, I don't like that sell-off, the high volume red candles. SNOA, sort of predictably red on the day. Watching the high day Momo scanners. Nice, Chip. Good work. Good job, Kevin. $880. That's great. Oh, sorry. That's not Kevin. Kevin, you've got 501. 501. Good, good, good. Green on FTFT and UPC. Red on SNOA. Hey, $500 is a great day. A couple of you guys posting some sim profits. Good. Tommy, $931. Good. Very good. And Chip, 5,305 with 3,000 on LTRPB. Wow, good for you. LTRPB is on its third halt right now. Yeah, so third halt going up. So can't be a buyer after the third halt going up. I mean, I don't care if it does 4, 5, 6, 7 more halts. After the third halt going up, you're just so chasing it. And it gives me FOMO. I'm annoyed. I'm going to miss it. But I can't chase it. What I can do is I can wait for the next pullback. And if it presents a good pullback, a clean 1 minute, setup or something like that, then maybe we've got something to work with. The rate of change is high. It's up 116%. But the total volume is low. And that sort of speaks to that very high risk scenario where, if you get in and it works, you can have a huge winner. But if you get in and you're wrong and it halts going down, it can be devastating. I mean, you could be losing $20, $30 a share. So it's just not worth it until there's a clean setup. But great job for those of you guys posting P&Ls. Looks like mostly PFIN and FTFT. Some of you guys were green on UPC and did better on that one than I did. Good job. Duo, this is another one. It's not doing anything right now, but it has a similar history as LTRPB, and Kelly B is similar as well. But neither of these are really doing much at the moment. DISCB. Oh, there's LTRPB. Okay, so you're high right there. So now you're starting to get a red candle. So halt down is 77. Halt up is 95. Moment of truth, $5 spread, 84 by 89. And there, with 400 shares, it goes to 95 on the ask. I saw 500 shares of volume go through. 500 shares of volume, and now it's pinned at 95. Now I'm seeing some orders go through. People selling, probably. Some sell orders going through on the bid at 95.29, and it is halted for a fourth time. When was the last time I told you guys day trading is risky? There you go. So today, as I said, Thankful Thursday. I'm going to pull up some of these pages here. So we'll be doing some donations today. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I do think it's important to be mindful of some of these other stocks that have made big moves in the past to see if any of them start to pick up. But with volume being super light, there's a fair amount of risk on probably all of them. All right, so there's, let's see, $5,000 donation right there to the Berkshire Humane Society. So while I wait for my next trade, we'll start donating a little bit of this profit. These guys are sort of part of my Thankful Thursday routine. I want to get some of these local organizations that I help out on a monthly basis. Okay, so there's another $5,000 that I'm donating there to the Berkshire Bounty Food Pantry. So 5,000, so that's 10,000 donated, and let's see. UPC curling back up. At best on this would be an ABCD pattern. That would be at best, because this 5 minutes sort of screwed up. The high is 722. Now, obviously, if it just rips, then short squeeze. So I guess short squeeze at best. More likely would be an ABCD pattern. All right, and there's $5,000 for Berkshire Volunteers in Medicine. So that's $15,000. So we've got 3 green candles in a row. This was the first pullback after breaking VWAP right here at 621. This is going to be the second pullback up at this level. Okay, and there's another 5,000 to the People's Pantry, because remember I said I would donate up to how much I made, and if I give back profit off the top, that's on me. So I've donated up to now 20,000 between these Berkshire Bounty, People's Pantry, and the Vim and what was it? Humane Society. So Humane Society, Berkshire Bounty, Volunteers in Medicine, and People's Pantry. All right, so that's $20,000. $38 million shares of volume on UPC. ACY. My goodness, it makes no sense. The high is 564. People are going to short this. They filed for bankruptcy. That was the last headline that I saw. So the high is 591, 6 coming up to $6. Next halt level, I'm not even, oh, there it goes into another halt. So 2 halts in a row from 460 up to 591. Makes no sense. But the market can be irrational. Okay, so LTRPB is showing a $101 resumption. ACY is a NYSE Amex stock, so that's not going to show any resumption price. Kelly B, which has very light volume, it's very similar to LTRPB. Both are light volume, sort of. They both have this history of making big moves on light volume. Kelly B had a day where it hit 78 and another day where it hit $90. So these are the ones that are catching a little attention here. No, Mark, I just have to press the thumbs up button on it. So, all right, Chris, $1,300 P&L today. Looks good. Andrew, you've got 945. Good. Gabriel. Oh, LTRPB, halt going down to be $90. And there's 110. There's $110 right there. Now this candle has the highest volume. Now it's pinned at the halt level going down. Look at that rejection. Whoo! First halt going down. I would expect a resumption probably around $60, $70. Golly, what a reversal. What a reversal. I mean, it was 110 and then next thing you know, it's at $90, down 18 points in 10 seconds. Probably less than that. Showing a $68 resumption now. So this is just that. This is a very typical pattern. Aaron, let's see, what's your P&L today? Aaron showing $147. Good, good. Let's see, a couple others getting approved here. 892 for Mike. Good. Ben, 794. Nice. There's $9, but on a $500 account, not bad. 327 bucks. CJ and Chris, let's take a look at those P&Ls. 1,800 in the sim there, Chris. Good. CJ, 448. Christian, let's look at this. Naughty, good. 235. James. Christian, 119. Good work. Shorted LTRPB at 100. Well, good call. Good job if you have shares to borrow. At the same time, we've also seen these. We've seen these at times. All of a sudden, go to 150. So you just have to be careful shorting them because it can still squeeze. Danielle, let's see what that P&L looks like. $11, good. Slow and steady. 765. Dalton, good, good, good. Keeping it green. Pickle, nice. Thank you guys for posting these. Danny, let's see what it's looking like today. Actually, I have to like full screen yours. 282. All right, slow and steady, man. Slow and steady. That's good. 720, 755 there for James. Wow, Matthew, your March is amazing. Victor, you've got more open positions than I've like ever seen. Holy smokes. Are those some swing trades, or I don't know what you're doing, but all right, Joseph, he's posting in the red. He's being transparent, putting it up there. We feel you, man. We've all been there. UPC. Yep. Oh, that's the one I'm red on too. All right, posting, approving a couple more in the chat room here for Warrior Pro students. Nice screenshot, Danny. That's cool. Good work. Good work, man. That's awesome. So he's got his screenshot here. It's a equity curve there. Oh, let's pick up ACY. Let's not forget about that. So ACY just hit a high of 619 and is now flashing back to 550. Halt down is at 536. Woo. Oh, Kelly B going into another halt. There's $31. Second halt in a row now. So now as traders are switching off of LTRPB, Kelly B's getting some attention. These are tough. These give me FOMO. I just watched LTRPB go from, well, when we first were looking at it, $82 all the way up to 110, and I didn't trade it. Went without me. Nice P&Ls, guys. These look good. Victor again. All right, let's see. So, nice, Justin. Hey, you know, you're green, so that's good. Red on more stocks than you're green on, but you are net green. Javier, okay. Justin, 4,800, nice. Nope, Alex is red. He's got down $92. Ben, no trades, good. Discipline. Gillis, red on 3 out of 3. All right. Well, I'm glad you're in the simulator. You've got some room for improvement there. UPC is not able to really hold the VWAP, back down at 6. FNCKO. Let me look. FNKO. Well, it's not on my high day Momo scanner, so that makes me think the float must be a little higher. Well, 21 million shares. It's not too high, but I guess it's just not moving enough. So ACY halted going back down. Choppy stuff. Basically a double top against the pre-market high there. Kelly B is showing a $34 resumption. No news on it, same as LTRPB. These are just pure technical momentum plays, all following off the DISCB move yesterday, I would think, which was sort of similar, light volume Momo stock. Halt on Kelly B was 10:15 and 16 seconds, so resumption would be 10:20 and 16 seconds. The main issue is that the volume is super light, spreads are going to be super big, and it's hard to manage risk when that's the situation. There's ACY. So it resumed about flat. VWAP is 5, but I don't really feel like messing with that right here. LTRPB is showing a $73 resumption. The VWAP is at 79. It's not, it's tough because a lot of times when they halt down, that becomes the end, but you could see on DSCB that it halted down, dropped down to the VWAP, and then made another move. So that's where I would start to say, all right, if it looks like it's going to make another move and the volume increases, it gets easier to get in and out, the spreads get tighter, that's when I would be more interested in taking a stab at something like this. So showing a $73 resumption right now on LTRPB. It's been halted for 10 minutes. Still halted, so it looks like it's going to be a 15-minute long halt at least. Kelly B still halted, 10-minute long halt. SNOA. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, that's a big rejection. I agree. RKDA? I don't know. That doesn't look that interesting to me. Yep, EEIQ, similar type of stock. I haven't looked at it today, but made some big moves last week, I guess this was. If I had to choose just VWAP or moving averages, I would choose VWAP if I had to only choose one. I've never been in the situation where I have to choose only one. I don't think anyone would be. You can always use as many indicators as you want. But I would prioritize VWAP over the other moving averages for intraday. Yes, the markets are closed tomorrow, so today is our Friday. Last day of the week. I see that daily setup. LTRPB. This could be halted for 20 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. I mean, it could be halted for a while. Sometimes they are on the first halt going down. So kind of just hanging tight here. Kelly B still halted, showing a $36 resumption. If you think about trading something like this, be very cautious. Next halt going, so it's showing a 2-point spread, 35 by 37, 34 on the bid, 33 on the bid. So this is technically looking like it's dipping down right here, but it could be a dip and then a pop back up. Halt up is 39.44. So there's the curl back up to 39.44. I'm having to hold my hands not to trade it on that dip. So there's LTRPB resumption. So the low is 76. Got 147,000 shares of volume. It's still light. At a point like this, you're still going to have some people who are caught holding it a little too high, who either will get shaken out or will be holding. So you kind of have to let it consolidate for a little while before it's really safe for the next trade. So you can see how this is forming a little pullback there. 84 is the high, which is sort of the halt level up, but then the low is down here at 75. So you have a 9-point range on that last 1 minute candle. 9-point range. So, you know, even if you get it in the middle, you're still risking 4 points down to the low. 75 by 78 is a 3-point spread. And it wouldn't take much for this to be pinned down at 69, halting down. There's 72 on the bid. 69.63 is the halt level down. This current candle has, let's see, about 2 minutes left on it on the 5. Nice, Mike. Good job. Let's see, Kelly B showing $41 resumption. But you now have 3 halts in a row going up, so now you're starting to look at when are you going to get that halt coming back down. John, I'm not sure exactly which time frame you're looking at on that one. But it's got a lot of volume, FTFT, 62 million shares. So the way it's jumping up and down, market orders going through, maybe some algos trading it. I'm not totally sure on all that, but you're welcome. All right, let's see. Jesse, $354. Nice. There's a nice P&L. Mike, $5,421. Good work, man. $5,000 on Kelly B. Wow. Well, looks like you got out at the right time. As I look over, it's halting going down. So this is doing the same thing. I mean, they halt 3 times going up and then once coming down or whatever it is, LTRPB. This one is, you know, I guess it's holding up, all things considered, but it's hit double bottomed at 72.87. And then the high back here was 85. First 5-minute candle to make a new high would, I don't know, that would be a little tricky. You've got a 12-point spread from the last 5-minute candle. So that makes it riskier. I mean, the spread just even right now makes it pretty risky. If it started to make a move back up towards 100, or obviously it broke through the highs, it would certainly be back in play. Just the same as Discovery was yesterday, but that's a hard maybe. No, that's great, Yan. That's a good week. Definitely want to celebrate those achievements. Ace, good work, $700. Shri, 5,600, good. 7,600 for Jacob. Tommy, good. Ryan, nice, slow and steady. Josh, slow and steady. Very good. Enrique, nice. I'm reading from the chat room for those that are on YouTube. So this is fading off the VWAP. High of this candle is 79. Volume has really just declined significantly. So, all right, well, it's 10:30. It's the end of the first hour. 14,500 bucks. I haven't taken a trade since 9:51. I've been sitting here for more than half an hour, 45 minutes just doing nothing. So that's it for me. I'll be green and grateful for that. Gave back 7,000 off the top, donated 20,000, but it's a decent, thankful Thursday. It's a good start to the month. I didn't get anything on LTRPB or Kelly B except for FOMO, and I'll just have to just accept that I missed those ones, and they went without me. But that's all right. I got green on some of the lower risk setups, even though I did lose on UPC. The risk, relatively speaking, was certainly lower than either of those other two. So good day, good start to the month. Green is good, and markets close tomorrow, and then we'll be back at it on Monday. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I'm going to call it a day, and I'm not going to do a recap today since my trades are all right here in this YouTube, Facebook broadcast for Thankful Thursday. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already, and I will see you guys all on Monday. Have a great weekend, long weekend. Enjoy it, rest up. The market will be here for us regardless of how you finished the day today, the week, or even, the month of March. Enjoy your weekend. Get some rest, and we'll see you on Monday. All right, bye everyone.